Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are mixed, with the Dow leading the futures higher in the pre-market. We are coming up to 8:30, and at 8:30 we get U.S. Retail sales numbers for the month of July, and those numbers could certainly help jiggle the market. Now, looking at the week so far, I manually printed off some weekly charts this morning. The TSX is up less than 0.5% on the week. The Dow is the big winner this week, up 1.64%, followed by the S&P 500 and then the Nasdaq 100. Looking at who the winner is this week, well, it is the marijuana stocks, up nearly 32% on the week. And then what's not working, cloud computing down just under 1% for the week. Now, looking at the price of crude oil, it is up on the week. It traded through the lower channel line on the weekly chart, but has not closed below it just yet. Gold and silver treading water this week. Gold has been trading in the channel for the past a few weeks, while silver has been holding above the upper channel line. So silver looking stronger than gold at the moment, but we had both gold and silver down on the week. Now, what worked yesterday? Well, it was actually Canadian banks were the big winners. Not by much, but on any particular day, you've got winners and losers. And on Thursday, Canadian banks ended up being the winners of the day. Their CIBC up a little over 1% on the day. And then we've got the Royal Bank and the National Bank. Look at that chart for the National Bank. It looks pretty similar to Broadcom. What an incredible move over the last few months. Now, looking at the VIX is still on a sell signal. That's supportive for higher stock prices. The upper channel line starting to break down below 17. So on Friday, we're looking for a close above 16.98 to give us a buy signal. Now, this is a weekly chart of the VIX, and if you look here, we're getting down towards 1250. 1250 is basically the bottom of the range for the VIX, and this is the least amount of premium that options traders are going to take on selling option positions. So we are getting pretty close to that level, and then the stock market could continue to move higher while the VIX stops moving lower. So here's our daily price target chart for the VIX, and you can see we are getting close to that 1250 level. And at that point, we would expect the VIX to stop moving lower, even if the stock market continues to move higher. Now, we talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Bitcoin ran up, hit the 125 level yesterday and quickly reversed. And so we had a bearish reversal day for Bitcoin. And then looking at Ethereum, we were trying to get to 5,000. We did not get there, but we put in a bearish reversal day. So yesterday may be the end of this particular move in the cryptocurrencies. We'll just have to wait and see if we get fall through to the downside. Now, Bitcoin is very close to generating a sell signal on Friday, while Ethereum has a lot more room to go before we actually get an official sell signal. Now, looking at the bull ETFs, they're still on buy signals, of course, for Bitcoin, and then the bear ETFs, of course, are still on sell signals. That could change over the next couple of days. Looking at some of the stocks, there's Bitfarms still on a buy signal. Then you've got Bit Digital just treading water in the channel at the moment. No joy for Coinbase. It's been on a sell signal for the last couple of weeks. Then we've got Galaxy treading water here, still on a buy signal. There is Hive back on a buy signal as of Wednesday's close and saw fall through to the upside on Thursday. Hut 8 made a new high on Thursday. In New York, we're trying to get to $25. In Toronto, we're trying to get to 34.38. Those are our next targets to the upside. Looking at Mara, still on a sell signal here, no change in trend. And MicroStrategy still on a sell signal, no change in trend there. Let's finish off looking at the Magnificent Seven stocks because we've got all of them back on buy signals as of Thursday's close. There's the ETF having an inside day on Thursday. Apple still on a buy signal, inside day on Thursday. Now we've got Amazon back on a buy signal as of Thursday's close. Joining all the other stocks in the Magnificent Seven, we've got Alphabet having an inside day on Thursday, so no change in trend there. Then we've got Meta actually closing slightly higher on the day, not making a new high here. Then we've got Microsoft. Microsoft's been just treading water over the past week or so. So I wonder if investors are getting bored with Microsoft. Then we've got Nvidia. Nvidia still on a buy signal here. Very quiet trading on Thursday inside day. We're trying to get to 187.50. That is our next target to the upside for Nvidia. Now, looking at Tesla, Tesla pulled back a little and dipped into the channel yesterday. I remember we were working ourselves into a corner here, looking for a breakout of the triangle that was forming. And so there's a lot of bullish stuff here. It's just we're stuck at the 340, 375 level. We did start to make a bearish pattern. We put in a high, lower high, lower high. We've taken out that high, so that's a positive note. And then here we've got a low, a higher low, and you can see we put in higher lows here. So this is all looking very bullish, but right now we're stuck at our mathematical price target. If we can close above Wednesday's high, that would certainly be optimistic, and that would put these two highs over here as possible targets to the upside. And then, of course, if we can take out those, then 375 would come into play. But right now we're pulling back and dipping our toe in the channel on both sides of the border. And then coming into the end of this morning's presentation, we've got Broadcom still on a buy signal, no change there. Shopify has dipped back down. It touched the upper channel line yesterday. So in New York, we're looking for a close below $138.99 on Friday to give us a buy signal. We ran up. We actually traded through the 150 level, but couldn't break away from it. And if we can take out the recent high, then 162.50, then 175 come into play. In Toronto, we ran up to the 212.50 level and stopped. If we can take that out, then 225 does come into play. But right now, it looks like we may want to go down and fill that gap. That hasn't started yet, but it may start on Friday. Okay, folks, that is all for today's presentation. We are coming up to the retail sales numbers. Those numbers could certainly change the direction of the market, but so far it's very quiet out there on Friday morning. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And if you're a member, I'll be back on Sunday afternoon taking a look at the weekly charts.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.